Yes, we are live right now on Spiritual Events. We are live on my YouTube channel, Kay Hamilton, and we are live in our Facebook group, Kay's Essential Oil Wisdom. So welcome everybody, and please say hello when you join us. And today I'm joined with the lovely Jess Miller.
Good
And
morning.
that's
Well, no,
interesting.
afternoon. It's afternoon now,
Good
not morning.
afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Now
Mhm.
it's interesting because the background I put up yesterday um, looks different. This happened last time, I think. Anyway, if you are here and if you are joining us, say hello and tell us where you are streaming from. So, yeah, that's interesting because I had made a whole background, but it's not all showing. But anyway, that's okay. Today, Jess, we are going to talk about everything wellness and what we can do to keep on top of things. And definitely, it's hit home for me how grateful I am to have our beautiful products with Young Living that keep us going in so many ways. And I certainly would not be doing what I do without what I'm doing and what I'm taking and things like that. So,
That's it. And to keep taking steps forward, even when you're
yeah,
taking a step back, which we do in life.
yes,
And that's how we sort of like find our balance too, is, looking back and the things that we do that sabotage ourselves, especially. And also when we're feeling a bit off color, because I've been feeling a bit off color the last week and not exactly right. And I believe you've been feeling a bit off color this week too, Kay.
I certainly have. I came home from my beautiful trip away to Queensland where I visited you and lots of my family and friends, and came home to a daughter that was told she had pneumonia. And so I was helping to look after her and keeping up with the four children and doing whatever you do as a mother to support your family. But you've always got to remember we need to support ourselves. So I did have come down with a bit of a heavy cough, and I might cough throughout today's show, but I can assure you that I am doing everything I can to look after myself. So at least I haven't had to end up in hospital or anything in that way, because looking after ourselves, when we've got tools in our cupboard, it makes a big difference. I've got a few people tuning in. We've got hello, good people. Hope things are going wonderful. William Garrison, welcome. And Eliza, hello from CT. What's CT in the USA? So welcome. And you're from Oklahoma, William, and you said you've been close to death. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I know how that feels. But we actually have lots of things that we can do to support ourselves along the way. And my saying has always be, let's be proactive about our health and well-being.
Mhm.
So what do you say about that, Jess?
Absolutely, absolutely. And knowing when you've got the right tools behind you that you can actually um just start off with smelling, like, because you when you smell, you ignite certain parts of your brain and they wake up, and your body, they infuse through your whole body. So you're so sick you don't feel like drinking anything, or you don't feel like eating anything, you can start with smell, and then you can place these oils on yourself, and it absorbs into your body that way, so you don't have to ingest anything, you don't have to, and it just raises your vibrations enough that you then start thinking, what else can I do to help sustain me?
Absolutely. And I can assure you that this last few days I've had no appetite. Actually, today I ate the best that I've eaten for about 3 or 4 days. It's good. I've been losing a little bit of weight, but it also means that I am feeling vulnerable, weak, physically, mentally, emotionally. And I'm fortunate that I'm in a position where I have been uh, you know, um, just taking it easy the best I can. But for the first few days, it was a bit tricky because my daughter was the priority because she'd been to hospital and she was very sick and she couldn't look after the children and the husband had to work. So I was looking after grandchildren and doing what I needed to do for her, as well as looking after myself. But I really didn't have that full chance of taking proper downtime for myself in the first few days. But they're all on top of things round the road where they are now. So I'm concentrating on me. However, during that time, of course, I'm using all these amazing oils that keep me going. And I wouldn't have lived without my Breathe Again roll on, my RC for a chest rub. This is fantastic to just place a few drops on your chest or put it in your diffuser. The other nice thing that I've been working on with this week is my beautiful new diffuser that Young Living in Australia launched. And I am so excited because one of the, I think, actually, I'm not quite sure whether it was one of the first ones, but Young Living has got a diffuser where you can diffuse directly from the bottle. And at our convention when was it, Jess? I was with Jess in Queensland. Was it? I don't know. It seems like ages ago.
May 21st, I think it was, around
Yeah,
about that date anyway.
2 weeks
Mm,
ago in reality.
mhm.
We were together, and Young Living launched this amazing diffuser with not only one. Hang on, sometimes it's a little bit. You've got to wriggle this, and out pops the the bottle holder, and you diffuse directly from the bottle. And the beauty of this is you can set it to diffuse long periods of time, short periods of time. So I've actually got two. I had purification in that side because I cooked some fish the other day in the kitchen and it absolutely smelt revolting for some reason. It was a fish I'd never used before. And this one is the simple orange spiced ginger, which was really nice and comforting while I'm feeling all kind of, chesty and a little bit sinusy. And this is fantastic. It runs with a Bluetooth thing. So it tells you the Bluetooth speaker is on, and that is already firing away there. And I've got it set to go for an hour. The mist is on for 6 seconds, and then the mist is off. It's 10 seconds. Maybe it's 10 seconds off, 10 seconds, 6 seconds on. And you can either choose to diffuse both bottles at once or one bottle at a time. And you can put your music on and just sit back and relax. So that has been absolutely fabulous.
What's the sound like on that, Kay?
It's not too bad. I mean, obviously, it's not going to be, one of your most
Boombox
powerful
or
boom
something, but
boxes. I actually don't need a powerful boom box myself, but the this would be great for anyone who had a treatment room, things like that, or just for me, I absolutely love it. So yes. Oh, now we've got lovely Sarah. You look beautiful, which is lovely. Jess's beautiful daughter. And where's Tiffy? We're not quite sure where Tiffy is because maybe she's got caught up with her children. Not quite sure, but she may pop in. Now I'll just go back to some of these. Can you see the comments today, Jess?
I can on spiritual events, but I can only see Sarah's comments.
Okay, so I'm William must be tuning in from somewhere. I'm not sure which platform, but thank you very much, William, saying you'll pray for your daughter and heart and soul. Thank you. And hello, Marie. And yeah, so hang in. We're going to talk about oils. We're going to talk about health and wellness, and we will do some readings. I bought some beautiful brand new oil cards as well while I was away. Where was I? While I was in Melbourne, I found this beautiful new set of cards, which is pretty exciting. So let's talk about wellness. What's one of the first things you think that comes to mind, Jess, if you think about what we need to do for resetting our wellness or for resetting our patterns, I think, is possibly something many of us need to do, particularly if we're just taking a footstep on this journey.
My first step was actually realizing my self-worth and realizing that I was more worthy than how I was treating myself. That was my
I
first
love
step.
that. Yes,
Yep, yep.
so
That I
important.
Very, very important because that's something that I think we all struggle with, and sort of, what quality do I deserve? What health do I deserve? What sort of a life do I deserve? And I didn't feel like I was worthy to get really good quality stuff or to for myself. So I was actually sabotaging my health and getting more and more unhealthy because I didn't think that I was worth as much as what I am.
I totally agree with that. I did spend many years of my life not feeling because of circumstances that I'd been through that
Mhm,
made me feel as if I wasn't good enough, or also made me feel as if I couldn't, uh, that I had to stay in the situation that I was in. But there was thankfully a deep yearning within me for finding happiness again, and for not just finding happiness, but also to be able to find the reins of our life so that we can
mhm,
move forward and not put up with second best, or uh, put up with things that you really didn't feel you were happy with. So, is there anyone following on here who can relate to this? Have you come across a time in your life where you have discovered that you're ready to say, no more of where I've come from, and let's produce more of what we want? Let's know if that is happening for you.
that's it.
Sarah's saying, in sabotaging relationships, expecting the worst from friends.
Yeah, not promoting healthy
Not
boundaries.
promoting
Thinking,
healthy boundaries. I love
yes.
it. I had to put up with it. So proud of you, mama. Very
Thank
good.
you. Thank you, darling.
Absolutely. So
Hmm.
let's yeah. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't it great when your children can see you evolve and change and move beyond devastation, or move beyond circumstances that have you in despair? I know you've got your story, Jess, so all of us have our stories of things that we've had to move on from.
Mhm,
And my thing is that, if you're not happy, if you're not feeling like you're thriving or flourishing, what are you going to do to turn that around? And how can you keep on living and experiencing what you really want, unless you're going to make some changes? And the changes, as Jess was saying, starts from within, starts from the idea that you need to start valuing yourself. And it's not often that we get other people patting us on the back. uh,
mhm,
Something that, if you don't have a supportive community around you, it's something that you need to take a stand at. And what I discovered was that once I started feeling better about myself and started making changes, then other people could see the value or the worth in what I had to offer for them. And I had to stop worrying about what other people think and just get on and do what I needed to do for me. Is that how you
mhm.
feel? Yes.
That's exactly how I feel, and I'm wanting to help people to not have to go through the same y being alone, having no one to talk to, um, not having the tools behind you, because if I we've spoken about this before, if we had these oils and supplements 20 odd years ago, and when we're going through times, and especially I think 20s to 30s, like when you're in your 20s to 30s, it's a real life is a real learning experience, especially when, for anybody. Um, but when you sort of had a difficult childhood too, I think, and it comes in, there are the times where you're finding yourself, you're trying to work things out, because you don't feel worthy of certain things, you sort of don't go for, you think that's too good for me. And if I had these oils to cushion me through life, I think, I'd be a different person, especially when I had my car accident and I was in a lot of pain and I didn't have any really rehabilitation or anything like that. If I had these oils, like I was on so many painkillers for many, many years. Now, what's that done to my body and to my liver, which now I'm trying to all fix all that sort of thing. If I had something to help me through it, it would have been a better journey and an easier journey. And that's what I'm wanting to bring to other people, is there are things to help you to go through your journey, that it doesn't have to be as hard or as mentally hard or scarring as it is and has been. Because, man, Bella, you put that, the nerves that you, even things that you want to do, but your nerves stop you from doing because you think, I'm not worthy. No one wants to listen to me. No one wants to hear what I have to say. You put the Vela on and it's like
Mm.
this, the confidence that you feel in yourself, because that's another thing, like feeling worthy and gaining confidence in yourself as you are worthy as you.
Absolutely. Now, Valor is our oil of courage. I don't think we do a show without talking about Valor. It is a certain must. And those of you who are already using Young Living would really already know about that. It is one of our really signature blends that everybody in Young Living knows the value of Valor. Now, this oil, it has the most beautiful blue color, if you can see it. So I just put a drop in the palm of my hand, and you can have a look here. Beautiful. Whoops. Can you see that? Beautiful, rich blue. So that's the blue tansy in there. So you can activate it,
Mm.
smell it, and just move it through your aura. And sometimes we even do a Valor balance, where if you put it on your wrists, you can just sit quietly like this with the Valor on your wrists. And what it will do is bring some balance back into your energy. It will help you to feel calmer. It will help bring balance in. And it just gives you this empowering feeling that you've got things sorted. So if you are looking for regaining your strength, if you are looking for becoming empowered, Valor is a great place to start. And Sarah's talking about her family, how her whole family loves their Valor. So without Valor, I don't know where I'd be. In actual fact, it was that one of the most powerful oils that I began with, that I noticed the changes in me, because when I first found Young Living, I was going through some personal situations and there were court cases involved. And I needed to be detached from the disappointment, the sadness, the grief, the trauma, and I needed to become empowered and strengthened. And Valor was a beautiful oil that helped me just detach from anything that was triggering you. Without Valor, my daughter wouldn't be smashing her anxiety out of the lark for some days. The lark or the park?
Dark.
Lark? That's okay.
Yeah.
So, it is park. Very good. I love that. Excellent. So, how long have you been using these oils, Jess?
Ah, 2 years now.
2
I'd say
years now.
2 years, maybe a year and a half,
Mm.
2 years.
And I
Mm.
can see that you've actually caught the bug, looking at that lovely supplies that you have there behind you.
I
Beautiful shelf.
do. I
Yeah.
do, because I've always been interested in herbal healing, and I've always had lots and lots of herbs growing, do herbal teas, all of that sort of stuff. So, um, but to me, to have easy access herbal pharmacy, or well, herbal um, loveliness, um, is, to me, now I just go straight for my oils instead of making a tea, going out and picking my herbs, which, some of them aren't even perennial or anything. So I have year-round access now, and I can just do make up little blends. Okay, whenever someone, they all laugh at me in the house, whenever someone says they're sick or they've got a sore or anything, oh, I've got an oil for that, and blah blah
Yeah,
blah blah blah. So
exactly.
it to me, it's like in my element, and just having um all like, I'm getting the feelings kit on Monday.
Oh, that's
Yes, so
exciting.
yes, yes, because I think that will, because I haven't really played around a lot with that, and I call it playing because it is like playing. Because oh my god,
It
it's
is.
like a whole, all your senses just get ignited in this, like, little, like, woo. It's like your body has a party.
Yes.
um and I've been doing work on ancestral traumas and family traumas and all that sort of stuff. So I think that the feelings kit will really help me progress with that, and help me to clear a lot of stuff that, which I already sort of have a lot. But do I think to have the feelings kit and actually do it like it's a process,
Mhm.
I think will be, yeah, very, very, very good.
I look forward to hearing more about your journey. I love the
Mm,
feelings kit. I like all the oils in that collection. And I actually have sitting here, um, I have a big bottle of release here, which is one of the oils in the feelings kit. This is a 15 ml bottle. It smells absolutely delicious. And you rub this one on your liver. And because our liver stores a lot of the emotions, and when
mhm.
when they're stored there, and all those unwanted emotions, that creates a situation where we feel stuck, we can't move, we become constricted. And release is perfect for helping us to just let go. And the beauty of release is it just smells delicious. Now, a couple of days ago, my granddaughter stayed with me, and she got up early in the morning and she disappeared for a couple of hours. And I thought, oh, she's just sitting in front of the heater in the next room. But she was very quiet, and I would think I was a little bit too under the weather to be really, on the ball. But anyway, what happened was she came into the bedroom and said, "Look what I've made you, Nan." I said, "What have you done made me?" And she said, "I've made you an oil blend." And I went, "Oh, really?" So, and I thought, "Uh-oh, dong dong, what's it, what with? How many drops? Where is it all over the whatever?" Anyway, she came in here. I think she even got my laptop and sat it up here where I do my online work, and she wanted to be Nan, I think. And I said, "Well, what did you put in it?" And she said, "I put release in it." So I'm not sure whether that's all she put in it, and she found my carrier oil. And I mean, the beauty in this was that here she was, feeling the impetus in her own way to create her own little oil blend. And I thought that was rather lovely. And I was particularly grateful because there wasn't release all over the desk here when I came to check. I thought, oh my gosh, because I know how valuable release is. But anyway, it was rather nice to see that she wanted to play uh, oils. Um,
That's rather cute.
Fantastic. So yes, now while the grandchildren have been sick, I've been using the Refresh from Young Living, which is a beautiful blend, and it comes in a roll on, so you can just simply roll it on your chest or roll it around behind your ears. For adults, I like to use the Breathe Again, and I also love my Inner Defense capsules. So I've been taking those two every couple of hours. And I must admit that when you're feeling sick, you find it hard to keep on keeping on. So
Mhm,
having the diffuser going all the time with whatever oils you like in your diffuser to keep the air protected and clean and uplifted is also a bonus.
mhm. Absolutely. Absolutely,
Mm,
and it sort of stops it from spreading so much, I feel, for me, like, my intentions sort of, like, go, that's just purifying the air, and, you know, so things don't pass on so much.
absolutely. Now, Sarah says, my family don't laugh at me anymore. They now ask and want oils now. Absolutely. Now, and you might find that your friends, won't necessarily get their own oils, but I can assure you when they're sick and you offer them something, there is hardly ever a no. Most people are very grateful to have things on hand. But the key really is to have these oils in your home already so that you are well and truly organised. There's no fun backpedaling and going, oh my gosh, I can hardly breathe, or I'm not sleeping, or I feel nauseous in the tummy, or whatever things that you are experiencing. If you don't have what you need on hand, it's quite annoying if you've got to place your order and then wait for a week before they hit the doorbell. So always a good idea to be ahead of the game.
Absolutely. Have it already there, just waiting.
Yes. So can you name any oils that you like, maybe three that you wouldn't like to be without, Jess? Have you?
Oh, well, Bella's one.
Yes.
Um, Frankincense. I wouldn't be without frankincense because
Yes.
that's a be all end all. Actually, it's really hard to just add three into here,
I
Kay.
know. I know.
So I'm thinking because you've just given me three, a blend. Have to. Well, I love joy. And I want
Yes.
to add, and I want to add also because I'm at that I'm menopausal, so I've gone through the whole change of that. Lady Sclarol actually probably over Joy would be Lady Sclarol because that's more balanced now and things are sort of a little bit mm, can I say juicier?
Yes. Yes, I
Yeah,
think you could. And you're
yeah,
more empowered as well, makes you feel stronger. So,
yes.
we are living in a world where we are being bombarded by so many things. Um, I know there was a talk this morning on, the 5G and all those kinds of things that one of our experts was sharing with us this morning, and the importance of or the value of oils to support our our cells in our body, because what the oils do is they actually get inside the cell wall very, very powerfully, get inside the cell wall. Now, there's not many things that get inside the cell wall. Petrochemicals do. And what are petrochemicals? They're going to play havoc with our healthy cells. They're
They can
going
actually
to,
change your DNA. They can
yes.
change your whole makeup. Mm.
So when you start using these oils, they actually get inside the cell wall as well, but they do the repair work. They clean them up and they activate them. And, for me, energetically, since I've been using these oils, life is completely different. And it gives me the opportunity to go, yeah, not feeling so good today, or, oh, I've lost my mojo. And then you'll just go to your lovely shelf of your oils and kind of go, which oil will I pick today? Which oil do I need to use today? So have you got any others that you're working with at the moment? So anything new or?
Working with wintergreen, I'm finding
Mm,
that's been really helping with my neck. Like I get a really sore neck, and my shoulder's actually been out this week, and I don't even know how I did it. Um, Probably because I've been eating pizza, so my body's just going, get that rubbish out of me. But I was just standing there, and it was like this clunk, and then I had a lump in the back of my shoulder blade, and I sort of like pushed it back in, but ever since then, like my right shoulder's been a bit stiff. So the wintergreen in that's really helping to loosen that up. So, and I just this morning put some tangerine in my tincture with some water. I put some tangerine in there because I feel like I need to lift myself back up to get out of that I've eaten the wrong thing slump. So my body's sort of like going, "Bleh, what do you look?
yeah,
What do you? Ugh, I really got to stop doing that. But I love pizza, so yummy.
yes. I've, yeah, for a couple of years, I didn't eat any flour whatsoever. And it was really good, very cleansing. I lost a lot of weight, and I felt very good for it. The thing with eating flour is there's a couple of things, and one is the pesticides that they put on it, and particularly here in Australia, they are laced with what's it called, Roundup, or what I forget the name of it.
Like glyphosate or
Gis,
something.
yeah, glyphosate,
Yeah.
or so, however you say that, and that is what uh, creates a lot of havoc in our body. So we need to be detoxing. And the other thing is that the flowers that we are eating these days are hybrids. So our body finds it very hard to digest the
And they've been bleached as well.
bleached.
Mm, yeah.
So there are some foods that are better to avoid. And the more I learn about all this these days, the more I think, oh my gosh, where do we find things that we can safely eat? So growing from our own garden's a good start, but make sure you get non-hybrid seeds as well. That's pretty important, isn't it?
Mhm. Absolutely. The whole, the whole thing is, the water we're drinking, the fluoride in the water, we're watering our plants with that. And it's, so even when we're watering our plants with that, we're still somehow ingesting something. I don't know if there's anywhere on the planet, like there's microplastics in big fish and that we're eating. So we're sort of like being bombarded with it everywhere. So if we can use things that help to counteract that and help to sort of like balance our bodies out, so we're as healthy as we can be, you know, that to me is such a plus plus.
Yeah,
Like my health now is just so much better. My vibrations and my frequencies. So that's another thing too that you add into the health is the vibrations and frequencies that we're absorbing as well is shaking us up inside. All our technology that we're around. So, you know, I find like when I'm feeling a bit depleted, the frankincense just raises my vibrations and takes me out of this, which intentions are really, really important too. When you use the oils with intention, it actually raises the vibrations and the potency just so much more.
absolutely. And we know now that our thoughts direct energy. So we are always talking about conscious language and talking about the intention. So instead of just putting an oil on, I always give myself some sort of an affirmation. So the one that I use with frankincense is I am worthy, I am strong, I am powerful. And we need to be reinforcing these thoughts within our mind because we've often been led by conversations of other people or messages from other people, or it might be, as you talk about, often the ancestral trauma or the what's in the family DNA that carries through our family tree and our family line. I know that I have a similarity on my mother's side. My her father passed when she was 7, and I think that I can see the family patterns for her and the brothers and sisters in that family and the effect that it has had on them, particularly my mother. She was very sensitive, I would say, and she got Parkinson's, and it was just horrific to watch her pass over and what the process she went through. And that's what is one of the impetuses that made me really evaluate what I'm doing to my body and how I'm looking after myself. And then her mother raised 4 children
Mm.
single-handedly, which back in the day, that would have been particularly tough. No power and a dig dunny or a bucket dunny, and, the terrible stories of them having to empty the, buckets and the children having to do that. And then on my father's side, we discovered that his grandfather was and grandmother were both shipwrecked. So
Mm.
they'd come over from England in a boat, and they had, I think, well, they had like something like 8 children. I think only 6 of them survived throughout their period of their early days. And they were shipwrecked, and they had to hop off the ship at Port Arlington in Victoria and walk ashore
Mm.
with just whatever, not much they had on them, and he lost his carpentry tools, and so all that trauma is still playing out in our family in various ways. So the more I can heal my family past, the more empowered I can become, and then that carries on to my children as well. And for me, the oils is what makes that transformation move through a lot more sweetly, because it helps our ability to release and opens us up to new programs, new thoughts, new ways.
That's it. It's quite spiritual, really, how, when you connect with yourself and you connect with your higher self as well, like you actually, are more connected to the earth, are more connected to what is out there as well. And when you can see these things, and you're triggered by something, and instead of sort of like being triggered, you sort of like, oh, where's that trigger coming from? And I was asking my dad what his parents were like. I hadn't asked dad what was your grandparents like. I don't know why, because I'm very interested in ancestry. And I was like, what were your parents like, and what were your grandparents like? And they were really sort of like stoic, and you're kind of always really busy. And that's what I've sort of been like, been too busy trying to survive without what's going on really internally, and not actually being fully present for my
Mm,
children and for myself, because you're too busy with everything else. And that seems to be a family thing that's sort of like gone down, and Sarah is kicking that. Like, she's amazing, like with what she's doing. So, and you can see the changes happen, but you can see other parts of the family that are still stuck in this, like a trauma, because what they've done. And, so it's sort of like, when you become conscious of it and actually accept it, instead of trying to fight against it, it's just sort of like, well, that's who I was. That's not what I want to be. That's not who I want to be. And, I usually use three wise men when I want to get really seriously spiritual. So that's frankincense, sandalwood, and myrrh. So it's very, to me, a very spiritual oil.
mhm.
And I just sort of like go on journeys of exploring like my childhood and my parents, and asking them a bit more, if, um, and to sort of like really get that connection so I can help clear it. But you don't actually need to have that connection to clear it. You can clear it in yourself.
Yes, yeah, a good point. And Sarah says, "Oh, thanks, Mama. I have a good mentor." And hello,
Oh,
Holly. Thanks for joining us. And yes, it's exciting to watch. It's been exciting for me to watch Sarah and Sarah's progress since she's been using Young Living as well, because I know that it's the oils of. I mean, even just the comments here of how. Uh, your whole family loves the oils now, and they don't laugh at you anymore. I mean, that is a huge bonus. I just wish I had these. I always say this, I wish I had these oils when my children were little. However,
mhm.
my grandchildren are the ones who are getting the benefit of having a nan who does use the oils as well, and so good. I think I've told the story of my little grandson who was going off to football, and he actually was getting ready for football, and he hurt himself. And we got some oils out and put them on him, and he said, "Hey, Nan, I better take some oils to footy in case I hurt myself at football." And I thought, now at the age of, he was 4 at the time, I thought, well, that is a switched on 4-year-old. And sometimes he'll say, no, no, I don't want an oil. And I've got to respect that as well. But there are so many times where he will let me put oils on, and, or he'll come and say, oh, have you got an oil for this or something like that? And it's just so good when you know that they can come and ask you. It's like food. Yeah, I'm hungry. Well, yeah, I feel a little bit of a headache or something. Can I go and have you got an oil that you can give me that is going to make me feel better?
And
And
I'm sure you get, hey Nan, can I have a Ningxia?
oh yes, hey Nan. So if you've noticed, um, Jess and I are drinking our ninchas at the moment. You've got yours in a sachet. I've got mine in a glass with some water, and I've put some sulfazyme in, and I've got a few oils in there as well. And this is absolutely fabulous. So uh, full of nutrition, antioxidants, high antioxidants, very energizing drink, and absolutely fantastic. And I must admit, last week I was in that world of not feeling really well, and I wasn't drinking enough Ningxia. But today I'm back on deck, and I've stoked myself up, and I'm back into it because it is just so important to stay on top of things.
But it's
Sarah,
what we do when we're sick, isn't it? We actually sort of like do forget to self-care for ourselves.
and particularly as mothers, because we're always looking out for the tribe and looking out for the kids, and often we're the ones who want to be the ones to help everybody. But what we really need to be doing is saying, what do I need for me, and being ahead of the game, and making sure we're looking after ourselves first, and then we've got the energy we need to look after everybody else. So long as they are keen to take our advice, we really love that, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
So I've just looked at the time, and we have been having a really good chat. So we've got a little bit longer. If there's anyone who would like a card, I've got my new cards. Would you like me to pull one? I'll start for you first with Jess.
Oh, absolutely. I'd love one.
That's a bit of a treat. I love the artwork on these. They're mostly the singles. Sarah says, my younger two do it. It makes me feel great. It is empowering for them. Sometimes they will carry on to their babies. Thanks to Mama and I for doing our inner work. Fantastic. Exactly. We need more people like you, Sarah. Okay. Patchouli. And it says it lightens and eases worry. And these cards are all,
isn't it beautiful?
yeah, they're all hand painted. I love them.
Wow.
And I do have my book here. And let's see, I will read a little bit more about patchouli. It's a great one for the skin. I know that. It is in our abundance oil. Love of self. Patchouli, nicknamed the scent of the 60s and the 70s, has a musky, earthy, exotic, sensual aroma. It's calming and relaxing, physically and mentally, clarifies your thoughts, connects you to your body, helping you release patterns of shame about your body, and fosters more self-love and acceptance towards your physical self. It's an excellent accompaniment in any exercise program that encourages body mindfulness, and also in Tai Chi and yoga. Can be used to align your heart chakra with your root and your sacral chakras, allowing you to discard feelings of jealousy, insecurity, and unhealthy obsessions. So that might help you with your pizza. Okay, this song keeps going in my head. I am a pizza. It grounds your body and helps you stay in the present moment, enhancing your desires to live a fuller, happier life rather than stressing and getting anxious and bogged down about things that are beyond your control. I think everyone could do with a dash of patchouli. And there's Sarah said, I think I need patchouli. Absolutely. How do you spell that? Andy. Patchouli. I'll put it up on the screen. Might like to take a screen grab of that. So patchouli, beautiful oil, very nourishing, nurturing. Add it to your conditioner, your moisturizer, or get some carrier oil and put a few drops. Makes a really nice, nurturing, nourishing
With
skin.
put some geranium in there as well, and some frankincense.
Absolutely.
And then you've
So,
got a really nice face blend.
good. And Sarah's excited she spelled it properly. And Andy Dan was asking, hey, Andy, been so long. Where do you hail from, Andy? Let's see. We've got Holly. What can we do for you, Holly? I haven't seen you for a while either, Holly. Absolutely, Andy. I would. You are more than welcome to PM me. I'm home today. For anyone who does not have these oils and you would interested in grabbing some or having a conversation, come and find me. Come and find us on MK's Essential Oil Wisdom. I'm not sure what's happened to my background because the one I put it up, I was all organised this week and put it all up, ready for us to jump into, and all the text has gone off. So you just can't help things sometimes. You just got to roll with it.
That's life. Life does that.
Yes. So for you, Holly, it's Manuka. Brings self-regeneration and transformation. Here's these beautiful flowers here. So our Manuka oil comes from New Zealand. I can't remember whether it's a partner farm or a farm we own in New Zealand. And it's going to be uplifting, cleansing, and empowering. Manuka. Let's see. I'll read. And I can find it in my little book here. Manuka softens the heart. Beautiful. Mentally soothing, relaxing, and calming. It's self-assuring. Helps you to release disappointments from the soul from this and other lifetimes. So there's another family family tree healing for you. It's excellent for creating harmony and balance when working with your inner male and inner female energies. I don't think I've got. Yes, I do actually. Here's the Manuka sitting here. So
and it smells beautiful. I find that's really nice for sores and things.
Yes, yep, would be a nice little one to put it to make a salve. A lot of people make salve and put your Manuka in. I'm going to smell that again. It's beautiful.
It smells beautiful. It's almost got like a honey sort of a smell to it.
Yes, very nice. And what I find fascinating is that sometimes you can smell these oils. Like I'm detecting a bit of a note in here that I've not smelt before. So they don't always smell the same. When we change energetically, our response to these oils changes.
Absolutely. And I have always do your best. Take your life and enjoy it. You are alive, so take your life and enjoy it. You were born with the right to be happy, to love, and to share your love. Just to be, to take a risk and enjoy your life is all that matters.
There you
And
go.
also, dream time creation. So maybe it's time to create. Maybe it's time to create something. Maybe it's even time to create a new way of stepping forward.
Or a new way of viewing things with that idea of softening the heart.
Yes.
Okay, who else do we have that might like a reading? Speak up and we will gladly.
Well, I would love to do one for Sarah.
Yes. Would Sarah like one?
Would you like one, Sarah?
And we have a Deborah Anderson who's saying yes, please. Sarah, let's go with Sarah first and then we'll come to you, Deborah. So, yes, for those people, I'm just going to write the name of our group. Now, this is our Facebook group. So if you are not in our Facebook group, please come and join us there. And That's where we share our love of oils.
And love of life and love of people.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. All right. Do you want me to go first with Sarah?
Yes. Yep.
Be impeccable with your word. Seek to know the truth. When you hear an opinion and believe it, you make an agreement and it becomes part of your belief system. The only thing that can break this agreement is to make a new one based on truth. Only the truth has the power to set you free. That's very interesting, isn't it, Sarah? Like, so it's and that's true because we hear things and we take them on, which actually changes the way we view the world and stuff. When sometimes we've actually got to stop and ask, is this mine? Is this
Mm.
my truth? You know, what shall I do with this? And just keep living in our own lane. And also winter solstice, which is coming up very soon, and reflection. So that's reflect on what life means for you, what truth means for you, and what your truth is.
Okay, and I've got wintergreen. Showcases the power of letting go. Increase your vibration. Wintergreen's minty aroma is refreshing and invigorating. It stimulates and increases awareness in all areas of your life. It's mentally stimulating and increases attentiveness and thoughtfulness toward yourself and others. Helps you with issues of arrogance, lack of trust for others, letting go, surrendering control, and trusting the process of life. It helps you release pain, old habits, and release beliefs, and develop a deeper spiritual understanding of yourself. It can penetrate deep within the body, increase the vibration of your body, and open you to greater spiritual awareness. It enhances sound on all levels and is excellent for chanting and toning. Oh, I didn't know that. Spiritual healing and during spiritual ceremonies. It's very empowering and balancing for your root chakra, balancing and expanding the chakra and assisting in addressing your issues regarding this chakra. So it's good for the root chakra. It'll get you up and moving and bring you into alignment with your own vibration, with the truth of your own vibration. She put it
Right.
in her diffuser last night. Ah, I love it. I love all your comments there, Sarah. So Marie Grinter, we will find something for you next. And where are you hailing from, Marie?
Always do your best because you want to. Do your best because you want to. You do your best when you are enjoying the action or doing it in a way that will not have negative repercussions for you. You do your best because you want to do it, not because you have to do it, not because you are trying to please the judge, and not because you are trying to please other people. So you live your life for you and put in a bit of earth magic in there.
Beautiful.
Hmm.
And I've got Lang Lang, which is a beautiful oil, and it unleashes sensuality and heals the heart. So are you needing to, listen and be guided by what's within you? And are you yearning for some sort of uh, uh, it's on the tip of my tongue. It's like some answers or some reassurance in knowing that you've actually got it, and maybe you've had the carpet swept out from under you a little bit. It's very calming and relaxing and nourishes positive emotions, helps you connect with your own heart, process things from your heart, and healing emotional traumas. So are you feeling a bit vulnerable at the moment? It would be my question to you, Marie. Support you when working with your inner child. and healing past childhood wounds. It reconnects you to your own inner sense of joy and brings you into the moment. Reconnects to your supports healing practitioners passing on spiritual attunements for Reiki, for Seichum, and other modalities. So it will help filter out negative energies, and it helps you feel a better physically or spiritually drained by realigning your body, your mind, and your spirit. So Lang Lang is a very balancing oil. It's balancing for the masculine and the negative, the masculine and the feminine, and it will help you to marry the energies of the giving and the taking, or the masculine, the feminine, the push and the pull, or the receiving, helping you to open up to receive. So Marie, if that sounds, I've got a yes there. So I
It's a
don't know
yin
whether
and a yang, like
yin
yin
and
and
the,
yang. They both go side by side.
yeah, and it's the give and the take. So it's allowing that giving and the taking, and knowing when it's time to do the being assertive, and time for being receptive. Because if we become too receptive, life can kind of, send those punches our way. If we're too assertive, we can be pushing people away. So we need to be receptive, so that we're open to receive all those wonderful things that we deserve. So I hope that one helps, Marie. So we are very nearly close to the end of our time together here today. So I would like to thank each of you for being here and who have joined us. And we do hope this conversation has been supportive for you. I would like to invite you to come and have a conversation with me if you would like to know more about these oils. If you have not got Young Living oils in your home, so that you can do your inner work with ease, with grace, with joy, please reach out and have a conversation with me. Before we go, I've got 1 minute because I want to talk about these cards that I won while I was in Queensland. And the message is all about movement. Get up and get moving. So I'm going to choose a card, and we can end off with this beautiful message from the energy of these cards, with around moving. And it says, I like this one. Don't wait for the energy to move. You need to move your energy. So there's no point in us waiting for things to happen, sitting and waiting and waiting and waiting. Yes, we need patience, but in the meantime, we can take a step towards taking some action towards ourselves. And today, the best step you could take, if you haven't done it already, is to grab one of these oils. Or if you are in my oil community and you haven't had a one-on-one chat with me for a while and you want some clarification, reach out and let's organise the time for us to get together. So you can find me on khamilton.com. You can find Jess Miller on Facebook. She is in our K's Essential Oil Wisdom group. You can come and I'm just Kay Hamilton on Facebook. You can come and friend request either of us and have a further conversation if you feel a little bit inspired today to take some action toward your health, your well-being, and so that you can become assertive. I love to see you step into your courage with power, with purpose, so that you can feel warm and fuzzy about yourself and confident enough to take those steps in the world that you need to.
Absolutely. And, even if you just want to join to be part of a community of wellness and to get you on the journey, like to get you on the start of just raising your vibrations and just being part of a community of basically being real. That's what I love about it. It's so real, and it's just it's a family.
Absolutely. So,
Mm.
from my heart to yours, thanks for coming, Jess, and thanks everyone for tuning in. Look forward to you joining us on our next week's uplifting conversations. Bye.
Bye.